you guys tonight? Woo! Look at all the beautiful faces. We are thrilled that you are here tonight with us. So my name is Danette Goodyear. I am part of the Goodyear for Health. Just half. but aren't you excited to hear Vanessa tonight? I am fired up about that, by the way. And let's start with my own phone. If you want to turn something off that might embarrass you tonight, that would be excellent. And, you know, your beepers and all that, right? All right. I'm so young. Okay, so we are thrilled to have our amazing Young Living Crown Diamond, Vanessa Romero, with us tonight, all the way. How many of you follow her on social media? Yeah, excellent. She is a blogger. She throws axes, I heard last night. Like, who's on an axe team in here? Axe throwing team. I throw tennis balls, she throws axes. You draw the connection you want. I think that's pretty cool. But all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota, because that's what you do in Viking land, is throw axes and, I don't know, stand on logs or something. But Vanessa and Tom are huge in the physical fitness area. They're both trainers. They are bloggers. So maybe you follow her, and it's Healthy Living How To is her website, and if you want to follow her, if you haven't yet. But Vanessa has run our Team Young Living Ningxia Red Challenge, as well as our Young Living Savvy Minerals. Was it a challenge too? 2-week education this spring. So she is a master of Facebook and all things social media. So you'll see that in her beautiful presentation tonight. So she's a wealth of knowledge. Tonight she's going to be presenting on antioxidants and why you and your largest organ needs them and how to get them, right? Then she's going to present a terrific talk that part of which I know she gave at convention, which was fantastic. Anybody hear her at convention? Yes, right. So I told corporate that was one of the best talks at convention. Like, you need to have her back to do that. And I was like, well, while we're waiting for you to have her back, we'll have her. So we're so happy about that. So she's going to be talking to us about personality tendencies. So that's understanding relationships in all aspects of our lives, right? So that is helpful for your home, for your health, for your business, all of those things. So you will definitely have fun listening to that, because it's always fun to hear, like, what's wrong with your spouse or whatever. So, or you. So please help me welcome the fabulous and beYOUtiful Vanessa Romero.
Okay, so hello. Are we good? Okay, I'll put my mic in. So hello, Young Living in Goodyear, right? Goodyear Essential Oils team. Let me get myself situated. Okay. So as Danette mentioned, I do, and he said, don't stand in front of the light. Throw axes. Anybody throw axes? And so last night when we were at dinner, Jim Goodyear said, you have to make sure that you tell everybody what I'm sacrificing tonight by being in Texas, and that is tonight, Tuesday night, is our axe throwing league. So I'm missing throwing axes tonight. But what I learned last night at dinner is you all have a location here called Bad Axe Throwing, which is where we throw axes at in Dallas. And it's super fun. Everybody can do it. You don't have to be in a league. You can go and learn how to throw axes. So it's kind of like modern day bowling or maybe darts, but that's what axe throwing is. And if you're wondering, I do have my own axe, and it has purple grip tape on it, so I do have a purple axe. Okay, so let me see if I can juggle a clicker and my notes at the same time. As a workshop presenter at convention, my sister, who also works for us, She came to all of my workshops, and she was my clicker for me. But she had the presentation on her phone, so she could just, and people were like, how is she doing that? I don't have a clicker, but so. All right, so as Danette has very lovely, she introduced me very well. So I am Vanessa Romero. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. My husband, his name is Tom Nicola. I got started with Young Living in January of 2014, and then Tom came home to work the business full-time with me about 13 months later. So we do work our Young Living business together. I'm a mom, like many of you. I have 2 adult boys. My son Broderick is 22, and then my son Jacob will be 24 in October. The joy of our life is actually this cute little boy. I can't even look at it. It makes me cry. That's our grandson, Asher, and he's really changed my perspective as to why I'm so passionate about Young Living and sharing Young Living, because now we have a legacy to leave for a grandchild. So those are some recent pictures of Asher and Tom and I, and he's going to be 4 in September. So that's just a little bit about me. I am not an expert. I am a student. I love learning about health and wellness and nutrition and fitness and exercise and all those things. I eat all that stuff up. So what I'm teaching you all tonight is not my knowledge, but I'm regurgitating stuff that I've just learned, right? And that's kind of what we do. We're sharing. So if you want to take pictures of the slides, you're most welcome. I will make sure that Danette and Jim have the slides as well. So if you would like to teach this class or use the information to teach to your teams, you are free to use it. So I will make sure that you have it as well. But the first talk tonight, or the first education, is going to be about antioxidants and their role in aging, specifically when it comes to the health of our skin. And our premise for tonight's beautiful presentation is this, and you guys can read it along with me. So our premise comes from the Journal of Biomolecules, and this particular article talks about oxidative stress and the role it plays in the health of our skin. So the aging process in the skin is driven by reactive oxygen species to an extent that is not contained in any other organ. So who knows what reactive oxygen species is a fancy name for? I know you guys know it. Free radicals. It's just a fancy name for free radicals. Hi, Jessica. I see you back there. Yay. All right. So, free radicals, right? And by now, most of you, although I know we have some brand new Young Living members in the room, most of us that have been with Young Living for any amount of time have heard the word antioxidants, because we have many products that are rich in antioxidants. But it's a buzzword in the nutrition world, right? We've heard about wolfberries or goji berries, blueberries, some of our real colorful fruits and berries, and that they have this antioxidant capacity and they're cellular superheroes. But here's what the annual review of nutrition has to say about antioxidants. Antioxidants are needed to prevent the formation and oppose the actions of reactive oxygen species, antioxidants, which are generated in vivo or in the body, right? So we generate free radicals in our body and cause damage to DNA, lipids, proteins, and other biomolecules. Endogenous antioxidant defenses are inadequate to prevent damage, so diet-derived antioxidants are important. That means we need to get them in our diet, right? All right, so let's go back to talking about oxidants. As we all know, every good superhero story needs a villain. So if our superheroes are our antioxidants, the villain is going to be oxidants or free radicals or reactive oxygen species. If you're a researcher and you like to go on PubMed, know that they often use those other terms to describe free radicals. But oxidants basically cause things to rust, and we've all seen a rusty nail. That nail has been exposed to an oxidant. But when it comes to the cells of our skin, we're all getting rusty. And some of us are getting rusty faster than others. So free radicals are actually normal and necessary to some degree. In addition to causing damage to the body, they also stimulate repair as well. And it's only when the amount of free radical production overwhelms, right, the repair process that we experience something called oxidative stress. So oxidation happens when our cells use glucose to make energy, when the immune system is fighting off bacteria and creating inflammation, when our body is detoxifying pollutants, when we're exposed to things like pesticides and petrochemicals, cigarette smoke, all those kind of things, oxidation happens. Now, we live in a modern world, so we can't avoid that, right? Oxidation is also going to increase when we're under more than normal physical stress or even emotional stress. And it's associated with many degenerative health conditions, oxidative stresses. But as we learned at the very beginning, it plays a major role in the aging and the health of our skin. So we're going to talk about the skin a little bit. And my interest in skin health probably started about 10 or 12 years ago. Has anybody heard of adrenal fatigue? I mean, everybody's heard of that, right? How about melasma? Has anybody heard of that term, melasma? Well, I had significant adrenal fatigue, and one of the symptoms of adrenal fatigue, because melasma can be caused by an imbalance of hormones, and adrenal fatigue caused that. I had melasma all over my face, and I wanted to figure out how to get rid of it. Oftentimes, vanity spurs us to make changes in our health, right? So I didn't like that I had these splotches all over my face, and the solution that I was being proposed by conventional medicine was chemical peels and lightening and all these creams on my face. But because I was reading about the cause of it, I understood that it's caused by an imbalance of hormones. Why don't I need to figure out my hormones first? But at any rate, that got me down this rabbit hole, learning about skin health, antioxidants, all that kind of stuff. So the skin has 3 layers. And that would be the epidermis, the dermis, and then, of course, your hypodermis. And the epidermis is the outermost layer of your skin. That's what everybody sees, right, is your epidermis. So this layer of skin is composed of cells, or skin cells, called keratinocytes. I'm not good at pronouncing the big scientific words, but as new keratinocytes are formed, the old ones flake off through a process called desquamation. That's why our amazing satin mint facial scrub is so good. It helps that process get rid of the old so new ones can form. And have you ever looked at somebody and just thought they radiated health, right? They glow. Well, that's their epidermis. So the epidermis is going to reflect light. So when somebody has very healthy skin, they really do glow because their skin reflects light. That has a lot to do with hydration levels as well. If you're dehydrated, your skin looks dull. When you're hydrated, you radiate light. So that epidermal layer of the skin, water is very, very important with. And if somebody isn't able to desquamate, if their face doesn't slough off the old so the new can grow, those new skin cells can grow, that might cause somebody to have a dull-looking complexion. The second layer is going to be called the dermis, and the dermis is the middle layer of skin, and it contains cells called fibroblasts. And these are the cells that are going to manufacture collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid. Who has heard that term before? They all play a key role in the health of your skin. And free radicals are going to penetrate and affect the dermal layer of your skin. And what happens is free radicals decrease the production of collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid, which makes the skin less firm, less hydrated, and more susceptible to wrinkles. It's that second layer. Free radicals are also going to degrade membranes of skin cells, which contribute to the formation of age spots, and then down the line, skin cancer. Finally, the third layer of skin is the hypodermis, and that's the lowest layer of skin, and that layer is made up of mostly subcutaneous fat. So we need to be concerned with our first layer and our second layer. So for beautiful, healthy, glowing skin, we want to give free radicals or oxidative stress the 1-2 punch, and we can do that in 2 ways. We can decrease our exposure to oxidants, but we also need to increase our intake of antioxidants that toxify us. Okay, so we're going to talk about the 3 things that contribute most when it comes to oxidants. These aren't the only ones, but these are the 3 big ones, and they all start with S. So we're going to talk a little bit about sugar, sun, and stress. So with that in mind, we're going to assume that all of you have already stopped using your toxic skincare products. You're not putting any chemicals on your skin, okay? But we want to talk about the 3 big S's. So first, sugar. Sugar creates ages or aging, advanced glycation end products. Sugar promotes wrinkles. So if you're talking to somebody that's complaining about their wrinkles, ask them how much sugar they intake. And wrinkles are a byproduct of a process known as glycation, in which sugar molecules attach themselves to collagen fibers and then cause them to lose their strength and flexibility, and the skin starts to sag. So the result is wrinkles, of course, but also skin that's going to be more vulnerable to sun damage. Now, I know here in Texas, there's more sun exposure, so this is really important when we move to the sun. In Minnesota, we have seasons. We have great sun in the summer, but in the spring and the fall, we don't have quite as much sun. So sun is going to be a big thing for those of you that are exposed to sun. The interesting thing about sun damage, and I think about this for myself because I'm starting to see the results of all the years, teenage years and 20s, when I didn't care about my skin and I wasn't putting on sunblock. Now I see the effect of it when I'm 47, and there's not a whole lot you can do to reverse it, but you can do things to prevent the further damage. But sun exposure depletes the skin very fast of antioxidants. That is the number one thing that's going to deplete your skin of antioxidants is the sun. And it really is the primary cause of oxidative stress on the skin. And we have to think about the different UV rays, and the easy way to think about them is the UVB rays. UVB is burning, right? And then you have your UVA rays. UVA rays are UV aging. So when we look at our Young Living products and they say they're a broad spectrum sunblock, they are going to block both UVA and UVB. Now, where I grew up, tanning was really popular, indoor tanning, because we don't have sun in the winter. So, and a lot of our tanning salons promote that they don't have the UVA rays, but they're UVB rays, but they're both damaging to the skin, right? So if you think that you're only damaging your skin if you get a sunburn, that's not true. The interesting thing about the sun is it not only penetrates your first layer of skin, it penetrates your second layer of skin, and even it can penetrate that third layer of skin. And sun is going to damage collagen and elastin, which we need to have nice, firm skin. So smart sun exposure, because I believe we need some sun. God gave it to us for a reason. We manufacture vitamin D from the sun, but we always have to be mindful about our skin, natural skin pigment, how much sun we're getting, make sure that we're not over sun exposing ourselves. And our body creates a natural sunblock if we gradually expose ourselves to the sun, right? So if I decide to take a Caribbean vacation in the middle of January when my skin hasn't seen the sun since August, I can't be out in the sun for 6 hours, but I certainly could go ride my bike today. I've got a nice tan and I don't, I'm not getting any darker or anything like that. So sun exposure, really important to moderate and be mindful about. And the third thing is going to be stress. So stress obviously causes inflammation in the body. When we have inflammation in the body, our body is producing more free radicals, which means we need more antioxidants. And the interesting thing about stress is that the research has demonstrated that skin is not only a target of psychological stress signaling, so a lot of people will get like breakouts on their skin when they're under stress, right? The skin knows that the body is telling it something. The skin also participates in the stress response. So it's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. So when we talk about things that we need to decrease, we also have to talk about the things we need to increase. Who thinks they know? I'm going to walk over to this side of the room. I'm going to take a drink of water, and we'll do the second half over here. Who thinks they know how many antioxidants your body needs in a unit measure on a daily basis? Does anybody have any idea? We'll see if I can do this without hitting my microphone. So there's really no definitive amount in terms of how many antioxidant units your body needs. But there's some good researchers that have some estimates, all right? So our body needs approximately between 8,000 to 11,000 antioxidant units per day to stay out of antioxidant debt. But that's in a normal, that's kind of in your normal everyday life. Most of us have lack of sleep, we're under physical stress, we're under emotional stress, we're eating too much sugar, all those kind of good things. So that's a conservative estimate, 8 to 11,000. But this doesn't take into account when things aren't normal in our life. The interesting thing about that is if we are sick, overstressed, overtired, we obviously need more antioxidants, but our antioxidant levels in the body can plummet after just 2 hours of a stressful event, and it can take 3 days or more to restore yourself back to sufficient amounts of antioxidants in your body. So your body depletes them. It's one of the reasons why when we feel that our immune system isn't functioning at a good high level, that we say, drink some morning Red, right? Your body needs more antioxidants. It's fighting really hard to keep you healthy. So you can actually look up the antioxidant score, which is called your ORAC score of some of your favorite foods if you want to write this website down. It's just called superfoodly.com. And this is going to be a database of almost all foods and their ORAC score, their antioxidant value. But the thing you need to keep in mind when you look up your favorite foods is all of them are the playing field is equalized because it's all based on a serving of 100 grams or 3.5 ounces, okay? So if you go on there and you look up blackberries, you know that 3.5 ounces of blackberries has X number of antioxidant value. And the same thing goes for your walnuts. 3.5 ounces of walnuts has this antioxidant value. Superfood LY. So superfoodly.com. Now, for those of you that participated in the Ningxia Red Challenge, I wanted to do some research on our Ningxia Red products, our wolfberry, and I had reached out to Dr. Book, I reached out to Danette, and I got myself the book, the Ningxia Red book that you can get at LSP, and I really started digging into some of the research. And in an interesting conversation I had with our Chief Science Officer, Dr. Book, he wanted to make sure that I understood that the idea with antioxidants and antioxidant supplementation isn't that we get all of our antioxidants from one source, but that we have a varied diet full of all of these foods that are very rich in antioxidants. Because just like our essential oils have different constituents in them, there are different antioxidants. Some are good for the eyes, some are good for the skin, right? So we need to make sure that we don't just focus on one food, but we want to increase our intake of all these foods that are very high in antioxidants. So why do I say that? Well, if you want to eat 3.5 ounces of ground cloves, you can, because clove and clove oil is very high in antioxidants, but nobody's going to do that, right? Another thing, and I was talking to Danette and April and Michelle this morning about our Ningxia wolfberries. So we know that our wolfberries are very high in antioxidants. They're an amazing superfood cellular hero. 3.5 ounces of dried Ningxia wolfberries has an ORAC score of 30,000, which is, right, that's 3 times what you need in a day. But it also comes with 49 grams of sugar. So you'd be better off having a serving, which is a 1/2 ounce of wolfberries, have some walnuts or some pecans, make a little mix with it, and then wash it down with some coffee, because coffee actually has has some great antioxidants in that, as does dark chocolate, right? So we want to keep those things in mind. It's not just about getting a single source, but having a varied diet. Now, according to the Ningxia Wolfberry book, it's called The Ultimate Superfood from Life Science. Great book. A serving of Ningxia Red, which is an ounce, has an ORAC score of 1,500. So 1 ounce has 1,500 units, antioxidant units. And I think sometimes we get confused. We say it has all these antioxidant properties, and it does, but the concentrated amount of antioxidants come in the wolfberry, right, where we get whopping amounts. So drink your Ningxia Red, but also increase your intake of these beautiful, lovely, delicious foods, right? Blackberries, blueberries, all the way down to some of these nuts. And if you're a coffee drinker, you're getting some antioxidants. In fact, that is a main source of antioxidants in most people's diet, is their coffee habit. So very interesting, right? All right, so we're going to decrease our exposure to the 3 S's. We're going to increase our intake of our lovely antioxidant foods, but we also have to talk about lifestyle, right? It would be remiss of me with my background in teaching lifestyle education to not mention lifestyle. So all the antioxidants in the world is not going to offset an unhealthy lifestyle when it comes to having healthy skin. So we need to talk about things like hormones. They play a huge role in the health of your skin. Hydration levels, your mindset, movement, sleep, and supplements. And of course, we've got all kinds of different Young Living products that are going to benefit each one of those categories. A few of my favorites, because I always get asked, I am a huge fan of Progestins Plus and Endoflex. Those are everyday oils for me for having happy and healthy hormones. If you're somebody who has a difficulty drinking ample amounts of water, of course, we have all of our amazing vitality oils, but also AminoWise is a great thing to add to your water. It tastes delicious. It helps you stay hydrated. When it comes to our mindset, I mean, we've got tons and tons and tons of oils, but a couple of my favorites are going to be Gratitude and Believe, Live Your Passion. When it comes to exercise, Peppermint, Ningxia Nitro, right? We've got some great oils for getting some exercise. Sleep, I mean, the whole bag. Use them all, I don't know. But I use cedarwood, lavender, and orange, and then supplements are going to help fill in those gaps as well. I'm a firm believer that everybody needs to take a high-quality multivitamin. I am a huge fan of Master Formula. I think gut health and skin health are definitely related, so you're going to need some prebiotics, which are found in your Master Formula. You're going to need your Life 9, which is your probiotic. And then, of course, when it comes to supporting our immune system, inner defense, that's my go-to oil. Now, given all of that, we can talk about some of our amazing Young Living skin care products, right? So many of our our products are infused with essential oils, but essential oils have antioxidants in them as well. So look in your reference material, get out what are in the ingredients that are in, let's say, the Art Cleanser or the Orange Blossom Facial Wash, and you'll see that some of those oils that are in there have antioxidants in them, which is why they work great for the skin. Not this last Live Your Passion rally, but the one before when Blue Tansy was re-released, I suppose, right? We were all like, put it all over your face. This is so awesome, blue skin. But if you listen to Dr. Buch's teaching about Blue Tansy, the constituent that is in there that creates the blue is camuzoline. Yes. However you pronounce it. But that is what gives it its pretty blue color. But here's what I found in the Journal of Natural Products about that constituent. Antioxidant and radical scavenging activities of camulzine. Okay, so they found that camuzoline has a higher antioxidant activity than both vitamin C and vitamin E, which are two vitamins that are usually found in skincare products. That constituent in Blue Tansy actually has more antioxidant ability than those. So I smear that all over my face too, but I do it at night, so it's all absorbed in and what have you. All right, so that's all about antioxidants and aging. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quiz you. Danette says you guys like quizzes. Yeah? And do a few giveaways. over here at this end of the table. And, I'm not really sure how to do this. Okay, who thinks they can name 5 foods? If you took a picture of the slide, don't look at your phone. 5 foods, wait. 5 foods that have high antioxidants that you're going to increase. Wait. 5. You know? Okay, so I'm going to go back here because her hand went up first in the very back. Okay, stop. There's 5. Oh, good. Okay, so we'll give you some Ningxia Red. Okay. Great job. So the next person, you gotta raise your hand fast. I'm not even gonna look. You gotta name 5 that weren't 5 that were on her list. So 5 different ones. Can you stand up?
So how about cilantro? I couldn't hear everything she said.
Okay, so she said oregano. Oh, I don't even remember now. Cloves, walnuts, blackberries, blueberries.
Okay, so I have to say pecans and cilantro and wolfberry and clove.
She said clove.
Strawberries and red wine and
Red wine was on there. Yes. Okay. My next, congratulations. The 3 S's. So Christy says the 3 S's, but before you shout them out, I'm going to close my eyes again. Just raise your hand if you know the 3 S's, and then I'm just going to point. We'll go right here. 3 S's.
Sun, stress, and not sex. Sugar.
Yes. And the next is going to be how many antioxidant units do we need a day? Way back there, blue shirt. Yeah. Between 8,000 and 11,000. Yeah. Okay, next question. What are the 3 layers of the skin? I'll go way back in that corner. Hypodermis, yep. Yay. You guys are good students. Awesome. Any other good quiz questions? Okay. Who remembers the ORIC score of 3.5 ounces of an Ningxia wolfberry? She raised her hand fast. Yes. Good job.
Ningxia class last week.
Oh, there you go. She knew. Great. Well, you can teach this one next. What are some other factors? We'll use this guy because it has sandalwood. I think this is the coconut lime body butter and a nice lip balm. What are some other lifestyle factors that affect our skin? There were 6 of them. Yes. 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 You're doing good. Mindset. Yes, there you go. Awesome. Okay, I think that's it. I'll save the rest for maybe the very end. We can, unless you want me to do more. Okay, I think we'll do that. So I am going to take a drink of water, cool off because it's really hot in here. Danette's going to come up for a few minutes, and then we're going to switch gears and talk about 4 tendencies.
So, how many of you love the sun? I love the sun, right? It's good for us. Now I'm guilty of things. Just forward, it'll take it. All right, who's getting free shipping this week? Who didn't know about free shipping this week? Right? So this week, you know how long we've been begging for free shipping? So long. But it is very different in Young Living, like in terms of the company comes out of a whole different budget. So it is really hard to do, actually. But they are doing it this week for us, so we are really excited about that. And I'm just going to throw it out there, because we're not supposed to, but I'm gonna, because y'all came tonight. So there's going to be a new product announcement tomorrow. I'm just saying that. So don't tell anybody that you know that. But tomorrow, I want you guys to be on looking for it, okay? And don't get me in trouble, okay? And then you can still get free shipping with it, right? You know nothing. You know nothing. So I'm just saying, it's going to be really exciting. So glad you came tonight. I can't say anymore. Okay, let me stick to the script. Okay, so free shipping through Friday night. So if you see something and all of a sudden you're like, man, I ran out of that, I didn't put it on my ER, just order it, man, free shipping. But wait till tomorrow. Okay, so how about the August rewards? Who's gotten theirs so far? I'm still waiting on mine. Excellent. How are you loving your bamboo oil bar? How fun is that? Okay, so at the 100 ERPV level, who's on Essential Rewards in here? Right, that is I love that. That is our auto ship program, but I say auto ship, but it's not really auto ship because you can change the date on it and you can change everything in it, right, to match what you need. So I love that about it. And you only have to do 50 PV to actually be involved in it. And you get points for free product. You get cheaper shipping. You get specials. And one of those is when at the 100 PV level, you get a free oil every single month on that. And this month, I did that FOMO on the promo a few weeks ago. Spearmint. So 5 ml bottle of spearmint, and at the 190 PV level, if you're on Essential Rewards, you also get another oil, and that is Raven Sara. That is the key ingredient in our Raven blend. Who loves that to breathe? Who loves that in the wintertime? Who loves it in your diffuser? One of my favorite oils for that, and I know I say favorite on all of them, but it's because I'm a fan of all of them. And then also at the 190 level, we get a bottle of wintergreen. I use a lot of wintergreen. A lot of wintergreen goes on in our home because we exercise, we have teeth, we have bones. All of those things go on in our house. So you will want to have some wintergreen. And you get it for free this month. And at $2.50, you get Aromaseas. We probably use more Aromaseas in our house than almost anything outside of lavender. And yeah, so a lot of Aromaseas. We know when the other one has had a rough workout and or is injured when we smell a lot of Aromaseas in the home. So we always want to make sure that we have that on hand. Pop a roller top on that and roll it anywhere that you've overworked or more. And then at the 300 PV level, acceptance oil. How many of you smelled that? I should have brought that for you guys to smell tonight because you'd be like, I have to have that. It is lovely. I use it on our pets, right? Because when we adopt pets that have had rough lives, they need to accept the love. They need to give the love. They need that acceptance from us, right? But it's a great one to also use for self-acceptance. Right? Gary created our blends with such purpose. So know that every ingredient in those blends has been handpicked for the frequency to help us with our emotional support, right? So when you heard Vanessa talk about that psychological stress like shows up in the skin, like, yeah, it does, right? And so we don't want, I'd rather be out in the sun than stressed out and showing it on my skin, right? So let's use our oils. And then we get this branded, you can only get it for this promo, this bamboo oil bar, right? So it holds 3 oils and it says Natural Boost Bar. Super fun. I understand because I'm still waiting on mine. It came today? Oh, man. Well, I'm glad everyone else in the house saw it. Okay. Good to know. Okay. So my bamboo bar is somewhere in the house, and it has like a deep wells, right? So I understand that it's really deep. So we were talking about today on the top of your oil bottles, right? Right. You go through that. Just put like an extra cap of something that one of the bottles you're gonna recycle. Put that at the bottom, and it'll like boost it up if you want to see something like that. I don't know who at the breakfast table came up with that, but great job. It's either Vanessa, April, or Michelle. Wasn't me. Okay, so let's talk about next. I can't believe it's September next month. You guys? What are you talking about here? But our next class is going to be phenomenal. It's on September 11th. You won't forget that. It is the amazing Jen Dean is going to be speaking for us about self-care. And how many of you take less time for yourself than you actually need? Like require, should have. Most of us tend to take care of other people better than we do ourselves. And so I love that she is going to be talking to us because she has found this through her own journey, the value of this. And she knows her Young Living products backwards and forwards, and she is going to be sharing with us not just the value in how, just not the value in it, but how to incorporate it in your daily home life, work life, all those things, right? Because that's really the deal, right? We know we need it. We may do it every once in a while, but how do we incorporate that on a daily basis, right? So self-care techniques and habits, and right, because we are a lifestyle company. You heard Vanessa talk about lifestyle. Gary was all about the lifestyle. It's not just about an oil or when you get into a crisis mode, now I need to start supplementing something. This is a lifestyle company for better health and young living, right? Because I don't want to live, genetically speaking, I could live long, right? Good Norsk blood, right? But I don't want to live long and unhealthy, right? So I want to do all that I can on the epigenetic side, right? Those switches that we're genetically predisposed to, there are things that we can do in our environment, and you heard so many of them already tonight, things that we can do to actually not flip that switch of bad things coming down the pike, right? So that is what we're about in Young Living, and one reason why we need to tell all of our friends about that, right? So we're here to help you find healthy and effective ways to do that with great products and lifestyle techniques. So come and hear that. And then, who is familiar with Help 5? Right? Help 5, what does that mean? That means that in a month, you get to enroll new members and or reactivate or get on Essential Rewards new members, right? Because if you are actually using products, I had a friend tell me that they had someone that said, oh, I went inactive because I still have my starter kit from 3 years ago. I'm still using, excuse me, not have, I'm still using. And I was like, I don't think you understand the term using. Like, if you still have those, you are not using them, right? So if you are actually using things to help your health, you will need to resupply those. If you are taking vitamin C every day, Super C, you will need to restock that in your cabinet to use the product, right? That means intake and it out, and body is helped by that. So Young Living, Help 5 this month. It does say Rose up there, right? Y'all know how much Rose, the 5-ml bottle Rose is? Almost $200. Wholesale. So I'm just saying, you have some friends that are needing to kick chemicals to the curb. You have some friends that are looking for better support, whatever it is. Maybe they're buying lousy supplements somewhere, right, that don't have what they have in them, that do not have the quality ingredients, because we know that Gary worked so hard and he has trained all of the quality and assurance staff in Dr. Boog so well on the quality and making sure that every single ingredient in our supplements, not only the synergistic blends, but each ingredient has to be the top found to actually make it into our supplements, right? So we want to make sure you do that. So people need that support. So help 5 of your friends either get on Essential Rewards or get their starter kits and get their Young Living lifestyle going, and they will be sending you a bottle of Rose. So I can always use an extra bottle of Rose, so I'm fired up about that. All right, so Mr. Jim Goodyear is going to talk with us right now.
Myself and 2 other Young Living members came to Cambodia to really see what Hope for Justice is doing.
I was a bit overwhelmed by the good that was going on.
I wanted to see the girls' faces and get to meet them and love on them myself.
Hope for Justice is so effective because they have such a thoughtful approach to reintegrating victims back into society. It's really important that they have some training so that they don't end up back in a bad situation.
Which actually helps them move on to a university after the Shine School.
And they don't reintegrate them until they are full-on ready and they have taught them about the career that these girls want to move into, or they've reintegrated them into their family after the family has been educated and they feel like the family is a safe place for the child to go back to.
That means that these kids can leave their pasts behind them.
Hope for Justice has 3 different facilities here in Phnom Penh. And the first one is the Lighthouse. This is a very short-term facility. Whether they go back home, whether they go onto the dream home, whether they go into a foster system.
And then the next thing we did is we visit the dream home where the girls are placed long-term once they've been rescued.
And they're just really happy there. You can tell they form really good bonds and relationships.
The Shine School, they bring the girls in, assess kind of where they are in their education level, and work to get their education back.
We participated in a sports day with the girls.
ហើយកីឡាអាចជួយខ្ញុំបានច្រើនហើយធ្វើឲ្យយើងនឹងចេះទៅបារម្ភយើងហើយយល់ដឹងពីអ្នកជុំវិញខ្លួនយើងបានច្រើន
We had the opportunity to teach workshops. We taught workshops on essential oils. We taught workshops on yoga.
As we stood in Warrior One pose, I gave them some Valor oil, and they were able to just breathe in that posture. And then they repeated, I am brave, I am strong. I am brave, I am strong.
After being here in Cambodia as a Young Living member and personally donating money to the foundation, it just gives me great confidence the money that we are donating is actually going to a great and worthy cause.
And they understand that because somebody else on the other side of the world believes in them, that's why they have the opportunity they do.
They are creating leaders in this, and that's the piece that has just floored me from watching this work, is how you can take someone who's become so broken by such terrible and tragic circumstances, and you not only bring them back to life, but you're able to help them lead others.
So April where's April? She went last year, 2017, and we are going, was that in January? Yeah, January. So we're going again in October, heading over there. So we're going to participate in another trip to Phnom Penh, Cambodia, for 1 week of service, working with Hope for Justice with their restoration rescue programs there. And then afterwards, here's the announcement I have and the request. Afterwards, for the second week, I'm going to stay there and participate in a bike ride that goes from Phnom Penh, Cambodia to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. So Ben Cooley, the CEO of Hope for Justice, and about 15 other folks, there are going to be about, I think there are 4 chart-topping celebrities that will be participating too. We can't announce that yet. that are going to be participating. It's about at 377 kilometers. It'll take us 5 days to get there, and I need to raise some money. So that's the ask. To do it, to participate, you commit to raising 10,000 pounds, which is somewhere around $13,000. I've committed to raise $15,000, and I need your help getting the word out. I need your financial support. So, if you can, I've created a Facebook page. It's Jim Goodyear's Extreme Challenge Vietnam. I'd appreciate it if you guys would like the page, share it on your pages, and make donations. I've got about 2 months to get this all taken care of. We're all training, we're all getting ready for the ride, and I'd love to have you guys' support on that. So, thank you. It's Jim Goodyear's Extreme Challenge Vietnam 2018.
All right, so as we get a few 4 chairs up here, so totally exciting, right? No chairs. Awesome, great, thank you. So I'll be making digest capsules for Jim from now until October, because yikes. What? We're going to be in Haiti, actually, the week before that trip with Feed My Starving Children. And so there's a lot of things we want to do, right? And so what I love about Hope for Justice is like, okay, so, well, what if we just paid all that? That's not the point. So when they're fundraising, the point is to get the word out about Hope for Justice, right? Because a handful of people can't do all the work all over the world, right? So it's an amazing time and opportunity to show the heart of Young Living to your friends, right? Because some people are like, oh, I don't know about those oils. But man, their heart goes out for, you know, these girls and human trafficking and things like that. So it's a great way to speak about Young Living and all the things that we do. Dang it, I was so close. Okay. Okay. Oh, I can't look at Mary Jane. What am I doing? Okay. All right. Monsanto, yeah. Paying out money. Who's fired up about Monsanto paying out like hundreds of millions of dollars? All right, I'm back. That fires me up. And it should fire you up because there's 40 other people with bad cancer because of Monsanto and the bad things that are in our products, not in our products. Yeah. Don't look at you, yeah. So I'm going to give something away. Who has pets in here? Who uses oils on their pets? All right. Who has given Ningxia Red to their pets? I love that. Did you know you could do that? Because they have free radicals too that they're exposed to, right? Your dog goes running around in a park that they spray with Monsanto Roundup or whatever, right? Totally. Goes through their paws, up their thing. If you've ever cleaned, because I know y'all don't clean now, but if you've ever cleaned like with a Swiffer wet jet or something like that, totally toxic to your dog and cat's livers, will kill them. I used to teach at the veterinary college at Oklahoma State, and we would see 7-month-old animals dead because of Swiffer wet jets. Do not do that. No idea about how non-compliant I'm being, but I'm just saying that those things are toxic, and you shouldn't be using them for you, your pets, your kids, anybody who lives anywhere with a floor, okay? So this is one of my favorite things. As you know, Gary was loved, he loved horses, but he came to love dogs, and he was mushing with dogs, and so he created these awesome bowls for travel, like water bowls that you can clip on, and it says Ningxia Nitro. And so I am going to say, who has more than 4 pets in the room? Who has 5 pets? Who has 6 pets? 7 pets? 8 pets? 9? 9 pets? How many do you have? How many pets do you have?
9 horses.
9 horses. And dogs? And cats? And 300 cows. Thank you. That's the kind of oil user you want to sponsor right there. I'm just saying. So I love those bowls. They're flexible. I don't know, I probably don't have those anymore. But do you know that any of the Animal Sense products, when you purchase any of those, part of the money goes to a foundation that helps with grizzly bear protection in Alaska. So don't you love that everything that you do helps someone else somewhere else? Whether it is buying a bottle of lavender that helps support the people that work in the fields and their families all over the world.